Being an environmental activist appears to be the latest trend in Western nations. But our planet does not need more environmental activists. Actually, it just needs more individuals with a low ecological footprint. I should repeat this again. Our planet does not need more environmental activists. It just needs more individuals with a low ecological footprint. But what do we get? We get more and more environmental activists who themselves have a high individual ecological footprint. Through elite activism, we are definitely not going to save the planet from global warming. The planet can be saved only if we individually and collectively reduce our ecological footprint. Ecological footprint helps in understanding some lesser-known disturbing facts about Western nations, especially those nations which have more or less set the trends and the definition of an ideal lifestyle. So, can the world survive if we all follow the so-called ideal lifestyle of these Western nations? We all have read numerous media articles praising the so-called Scandinavian model when it comes to the environment. But when a major WWF study criticized Sweden for its unsustainable consumption of the planet's resources, did that news reach you too? The study revealed that if everyone lived the lifestyles that Swedes do, we would require 4.2 Earths. Did you know that if everyone in the world started to live like an average American, we would need 5 Earths? The ecological footprint comparison clearly shows that the average Indian is nowhere close to the average Westerner whose ecological footprint is many times higher. The average US household has 300,000 things. US children make up 3.7% of children on the planet, but have 47% of all toys and children's books. When it comes to a sustainable lifestyle, it should also be pointed out that even the average urban Indian outperforms the average urban Westerner. Greendeck survey indicates that. According to the Greendeck survey, India is one of the least wasteful economies. The survey also revealed that consumers in countries like Sweden, Britain and Germany have been the worst offenders, but still they express the least guilt. On the other hand, Indian consumers live the most sustainable lifestyle. In spite of that, Indian consumers feel the guiltiest about their impact on the environment. And it is better if we avoid a discussion of historical emission because the results can be too embarrassing for most Western nations. So, where did the problem start? In short, the answer is greed. In other words, the answer is work, earn and spend, the Western growth model which is based on consumerism. Across the world, many countries are blindly adopting this. The biggest irony of our world is that we continue to seek solutions to reduce ecological footprint from the nations which themselves are the biggest offenders, while ignoring the low ecological footprint pre-existing traditional lifestyles in multiple Indian villages which could easily become the global role models in so many ways. This is Parmadi in Jharkhand. Almost all farmers do organic farming in this village, and even the streetlights and stoves in the kitchen are run by solar power. The residents of this village are naturally happy and healthy. I wouldn't be surprised if the per capita ecological footprint of this Indian village turns out to be lower than the per capita ecological footprint of pet dogs and cats in America. The irony of our planet is that no one from such Indian villages which have an admirable environmental-friendly lifestyle model gets an opportunity to be invited and talk at the most important global forums. In India, the concept of aparigraha has been an integral part of dharmic societies for thousands of years. Aparigraha is about non-possessiveness and self-discipline, which means taking only what is absolutely necessary. The Western societies whose economies are based on greed-driven consumerism should learn that. Great sacrifices of Bishnoi community are very well known, and their heroic acts inspired many movements like Chipko and Apiko. Those were the types of environmental activists who deserve to be our global role models. Bhil tribes of Madhya Pradesh's Jhabua and Alirajpur districts are using their age-old tradition, halma, to conserve the environment. India's Ayurveda focuses on preventive healthcare and it encourages a vegetarian diet. It recommends the consumption of seasonal fruits and vegetables that are grown locally. Such practices save energy that is consumed in transportation. India's traditional system is all about reducing, reusing, and recycling. In traditional Indian cuisine, leftovers are used to make mouth-watering, nutritious dishes. Curd rice of South India, dal paratha of North India, and khakra of Gujarat are a few examples. Sun drying is used to preserve food, and in Indian kitchens, using cloth instead of paper towels is a common traditional practice. Reusing old clothes to make new handbags and making a new fabric of khadi that uses very little water are some of the Indian traditional practices which have always been very gentle on nature. India's traditional knowledge has already inspired some Westerners. Leaf Republic of Germany is a good example. It sells biodegradable plates that are made of dried leaves. In many parts of India, these plates are known as pattal, and eating in them is just a normal traditional practice. An average citizen of many Western countries actively participates in the system that dumps e-waste in other countries and that outsources emissions to other countries. This is not a solution. Let us not forget that we are the very backbone of the economy that is based on the work and spend model. We help the system run by purchasing goods that hurt humans, animals, and nature. Yes, we are involved. As long as we are greedy, self-indulgent, and self-serving, there will never be a true environmental revolution. An inner revolution is needed to bring an environmental revolution, and that is why India's traditional knowledge is deeply interlinked with spirituality and inner well-being. Before I sign off today, let me leave you with an interesting fact. 327 million Americans own 163 million cats and dogs. These have a massive carbon footprint as much of the food of dogs and cats is meat. If American pet cats and dogs had their own country, it would be fifth in the world for its consumption of meat. Meat production is known for its contribution to climate change. So, should Indians also go the American way? Or in terms of ecological footprint, can the world afford to go the Swedish way? See you again.